Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment. This time for my review of Bride of Chucky, unofficially known as Child's Play 4, from 1998. Well, I told you guys last year that once I finally get to this movie, I'm going to have a lot of bad things to say about it too. Well, okay. Well, the concept of sort of probably a Frankenstein type of storyline that they're using in this movie, I like that. In fact, there's a lot about this movie that I do like. This movie does stray a little bit more towards the comedy side than being horror and thriller like the first three films were. This one's much more of a comedy. But that's not what's wrong with it. What's wrong with it is the same thing that I could say about Freddy vs. Jason, which is another film directed by Ronnie O, in which he mindlessly, like a fucking twiddly idiot, he just simply does not care to honor any rules or things that are very in your face that happened in previous installments of a franchise when he makes his installment. So obviously, I would make this quick because I wanted to make this a 15-minute video, not want to go one iota over it. Not 1 second, not 1 minute. So, the very obvious one I will put out there. If you pay attention, unlike dumbass Ronnie O, to the first 3 movies, Chucky does not need an amulet to transfer his soul into someone else. He never has. So where in the fuck did Ronnie O come up with the idea that he needs an amulet to transfer his soul into another person? He does not need anything to transfer his soul from a doll into a person. He never has. Until Ronnie O made his installment, Bride of Chucky. Then all of a sudden, he has to. And that's what I'm talking about. This ridiculous crap that this director does. This is why he probably has not made another horror film installment for any of the Rat Pack of boogeymen out there, because every single time that he does, he disrespects the fuck out of the previous movies. And I'm sorry that I pointed that out last year, and I'm starting to pointing that out again this year. But I cannot see how I am the only person. He reviews movies. He was a critic of some kind of caliber that notices this stuff. Because I see some people defending Freddy vs. Jason. I see some people defending Bride of Chucky. I see some people defending Friday the 13th reboot. These movies that do not need to be defended. Now, like I said, I don't completely hate Freddy vs. Jason, and I don't completely hate this movie either. In fact, it's actually one of my favorites out of the series. If I'm not watching Child's Play 2, often I go back to this one. And that's really only because I'm a big fan of the old Universal Monster Showcase. And this very much is a little bit like a Universal Monster Showcase movie. And the fact that it is basically a homage to that type of movie. Instead of being Bride of Frankenstein, is Bride of Chucky. And I really do kind of feel like it, that you have that type of thing about it. Alright, we'll apply the movie. So I won't go for all the other stuff. Wrong with the movie. I just want to get that one really big one out of the way. So let's go to the plot of the film. Alright. On the movie. It takes place in real time in 1998. Believe it or not. You have this couple, I guess 22, 23-year-old man and a 17-year-old woman, teenager. They're in love, but the teenager's father, actually not father, but uncle, because her father and mom are dead. Her uncle is the chief of police, and he does not approve. And so he goes to great lengths to make their lives live in hell. It's prom night. She's trying to go to prom with him. She actually tried to trick her uncle by pretending to go with somebody else who was actually their gay friend. And it's just in many ways. It's just a party. And of course, the remains of Chucky from the previous movie are locked up in an evidence box. And a cop actually gets it and meets this mysterious woman who is named Tiffany. Tiffany, of course, is a woman who was obsessed with Chucky, who had a relationship of some kind with Chucky, that she actually thought that Chucky and her were going to get married. And so she slits Decott's throat and takes the remains. And she says Chucky back together again and resurrects him. With, of course, those famous voodoo sayings that Chucky does. And basically, he comes back. She finds out that Chucky didn't actually love her, like as much as she thinks. So she goes ahead and locks him up and tries to get revenge. He gets out, takes the because her part of her revenge was she gave him this plastic fucking bride doll, and basically he electrocutes her by putting a television into the bathtub, and electrocutes and kills Tiffany, and then resurrects her back from the dead as a doll. And this is where the comedy goes over the top a little bit. You're mine now, doll. You know what's best for you. You're gonna love, honor, and obey. I wouldn't marry you if you had the body of G.I. Joe. Hey, look in the mirror lately? Not the right time to get picky. So I mean by over the top comedy. And this happens throughout the entire fucking movie. And then we have Ronnie Yo's little... It came out of nowhere. We don't know where the hell it came from. What are we going to do? Well, we have to go to my grave, dig up my freaking body, and take this necklace thing off of my freaking corpse neck. And then we can go ahead and transfer our souls into new bodies. Okay. Ronnie Yo, again. Where did this come from? He did not need some fucking special amulet or fucking necklace thing to try to transfer his soul into Andy Barkley in 1 and 2. Or try to transfer his soul into the black kid in part 3. He does not need no special thing to transfer his soul into another person. So I don't know where the hell I got that from. So he devised a plan to go ahead and get to where he's buried, which is in Hockensack, New Jersey, I believe. And so Tiffany pays, obviously, the 23-year-old boyfriend $500 with the promise of another $500 when he gets there, to obviously take the dolls over there to the cemetery. And so he comes up with the idea that him and the 17-year-old girl should just run away. And so that's essentially what they do. Honestly, the chief of police uncle tries to interfere, sends his little deputy after them. Deputy gets killed, and then all of a sudden they become fugitives and public enemy number one type of thing. So everybody's looking for him. The gay friend tries to help him. This dude get confused and he gets killed. They do get married, obviously, and then obviously Chucky gets married as well. And basically, by the end of the movie, Tiffany turns on Chucky, and sorry, I'm just speeding this up. Yes, I know I'm speeding up, pretty good coming along, but I only have 5 minutes left here. Chucky turns on, Tiffany turns on Chucky and teams up with the two at the very end, and basically kind of does what Frankenstein does in Bride of Frankenstein. We belong dead. And of course, Chucky gets trapped in his own grave with his freaking corpse. They shoot him, and obviously that's it. And then, or is it? There's actually a little cliffhanger to where the cop, the fight clears the. It's like they didn't do it. Frank clears them off. Nothing that never happened in these fucking movies. And then, of course, we have Tiffany doll, and all of a sudden makes noise, and little tiny infant puppet, doll thing comes out, which of course is a tease to the next movie, which we'll be reviewing next time, but not today. I'm running out of time. Quality. This still looks very much like a 1990s movie. This one actually looks more like a 1990s movie than the second and third films do, because those still have that Technicolor type of look. This one has that digital, sort of that very digital, warm-like looking type of color scheme template that you would normally have in a late 1990s movie. It actually looks like that, and it's very nostalgically like that. I think that's the best way to kind of describe the picture quality of Bride of Chucky. Audio. This is a step up from the first three, yes, I would say, but it's also a step down. I was disappointed somewhat in the source track because this is a 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio track. We finally get 5.1 surround sound, and it's not as satisfying as I wanted it to be, but it is there. So it is a step up, but also a disappointment. It seems flat at points in the film. It seems too balanced at other points. I think the problem is it's just too balanced. There are some points to the film where you have some good directional effects and stuff like that, but it's just too balanced. And I think that's the easiest way to kind of talk about the audio. Well, that's my thoughts and views and opinions on Bride of Chucky. I hope you enjoyed. And contrary to belief, if you are made of rubber and having any course of another doll that's made of rubber, even if you are made of rubber, and I know it makes no freaking sense, use a condom.